Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Moggycraft Season 2, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse. Yep, I have been pretty busy with digging out the big clunk of basalt over here and then putting these flying machines, of course, and you can see this area has now been cleared out. Yeah, it took a little while, but we finally did it. And now, of course, I need to think of what to do with all this lava. And I did already start doing that over here. I just removed most of it and will flatten this area. And that is not going to be the plan for today, but I did want to show you real quick, of course, because it is an important part of it. And this is actually how I've just been going in and out of this area. I just break these two black concrete blocks and then I just go back into the nether tunnel. And yeah, I just used the last rocket that I had and I will need to craft more, but in today's episode I don't think I'll really be needing that, because we are going to continue work on Moggy Dungeon. Yep, in case you guys don't know, I am building this game over here, which is a dungeon game, and it is time to continue work on it, because of course it has been a little while since I have done anything here. Now, we are not going to be doing the redstone. I think I want to do one of the two areas that we have yet to design. And that one is either going to be the skulk or the tribal theme. And I think I'll use the tribal theme for today's episode. And that means we need to gather a whole bunch of resources. But most importantly, we need to come up with ideas what to put there, because then we know what resources to actually get. Even though I have quite a few shulkers here already with a bunch of stuff that we could use, but it's mostly random stuff also left over from the crypts and the mesa theme that we have already finished. So just as a reminder, this is the mesa theme, which has a couple of rooms, and at one point over here it is getting a little bit repetitive and boring in my opinion, so I might want to redo some of these areas, especially with how many areas you can circle around, like this one and this one. It could either be just one big room here, or we could maybe block off certain paths. I am not 100% sure. All I know is that I do want to get some work done in here as well, but not in today's episode. Probably going to do that off camera, just making sure that everything looks a lot nicer. And I don't think I'm going to change anything about the crypts, because this theme I really love, and yeah, I think it is completely done at this point, other than of course the redstone. But layout wise and rooms and the division of all of that is good enough for me, which is why I think today's episode will be spent on a new theme. Resources have been acquired. As you can see, I have gathered quite a few different resources that are going to help me build this place up. I've also gathered some lava buckets, which of course I have plenty of because of the nether. And hey, look, it's the creaking guy. Yep, he likes to walk around this area too sometimes, because I still haven't name tagged him in the right location. That's what happens when you procrastinate on redstone. He should despawn though as soon as I go to sleep or it becomes daytime. For now, we're just gonna ignore him because he's out there ignoring us. First thing I want to do is get a couple of torches and just spam those around. Now normally I don't like torch spam, however, in this theme it is actually going to work. As long as we don't put it on the floor, maybe on the sides like this. Yep, That should look a lot better. And I am not quite sure what I'm going to do over here, because I kind of want a passage between the Skulk theme and this one. However, I don't think I just want a staircase. I want something maybe a little bit more secret, so I'm going to leave this open throughout this episode while I think of what to do over there. So what I usually do is go room by room, and I think that is exactly what I'm going to do this time as well. And I want to start off with building a tent. So I am going to place that right over here. But I am curious, should I bring it all the way back and into the wall, or should I leave a little bit of space? And then the second question is, am I going to put it here? It doesn't really leave too much room for the guards, but should be fine, I think, if I put it like this. And let's move this. Okay, yeah. So the Ravager should still be able to fit through here, and otherwise he can simply go up this block. Should be fine. Yep. I imagine this is good. Now, do I want to remove this? I think I do, because it will allow me to put a chest here, or a barrel, that will have loot in it. So let's just put this in place. Boom. And we have a nice little tent. Not exactly little, but you get what I mean. Let's make some carpets so we can have a floor as well. And let me put this in first. I'll craft a couple of spruce fences. I'll also make some oak. Put this in just like that. Make the final bits of green carpet, and we have the tent all done. Now what we can do is put some decorations in place, such as this torch over here, which means we don't need these torches over here, for example. And I want to put a spike over here. So let's grab an iron bar, just like that. Put it up like that. And yeah, I think that is going to look good. Now, unfortunately, we cannot put any over here. We won't place any over here either, but I think it is already looking pretty good. Now, what we want to do, of course, is also put in a bit of greenery, make this look overgrown, and that should do the trick. Maybe put in a tree over here, that's an option. And yeah, let's see what else I got in these shulkers. Yep, jungle logs for the tree. The tree can go in place over here. And we can do a little bit of interior in the tent as well. Put, for example, a bed there. Of course, players shouldn't sleep in it, but at least we have something in there. And with that, the first room is done. We have this tent over here with a bed, crafting table, and a barrel in which coins can appear. We have a spike, we have a torch, and we have one bit of wheat over here, which I think looks pretty nice, especially seeing as this is not that big of a room, but we could fit in quite a little bit of stuff. Which means it is time to move on to the next room, and I honestly don't know where to find it. So we're just gonna walk around, we're going to see where we end up, and we end up in the smallest room possible. Alright, what are we gonna do here? I think this room is going to be very simple, starting off with bamboo over here to prevent anything from coming in other than players. Putting a campfire in the middle, and a couple of these. Yep, and with that we have a little bit of a campsite. Now we can probably put a barrel somewhere here too, like in the corner over there. If we do that, let's remove one slab, put that there. That should be good to go. And we can get the crafting table out of here. And maybe... where should we do this? We can also put a little bit of bamboo in this room, which will grow taller than these three will. There we go. That finishes up this room. Let's grow these a little bit. Yep. And we can remove these torches here. And with that, we do have a very simple room, but I would say it is looking quite nice. And I am sure many people are going to come in here expecting some loot and getting absolutely trapped, because there's no way out of this. If the Ravager is here, you're doomed, because you need to make your way all the way over here to actually get out of this little pickle. The next room is slightly bigger than the one we just did, but significantly smaller than the first room. And by the blocks in my hotbar, you might be able to tell what I'm going to build here. I believe this is the center, so 4 blocks here and 4 blocks here, yes. Then we have a composter, carved pumpkin, and this and this. Okay, very nicely. Now, I do need some scaffolding here. Alright. Slab. And trapdoor over here. Temporary blocks over here. Just going to use composters for that. We can delete these. Boom, 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 boom. And we have a nice little scarecrow over here. And this is the block that I'm going to break. Alright. Now, what I need to do is go down below, and I can actually use this for that. Just a temporary block over here. Put the block against that. There we go. And we can make a little bit of a farm here. I've made a couple of changes, as you can probably tell. For example, the farm itself is now only 3 blocks in this direction, and the scarecrow has been moved to the wall a little bit. And that is all for good reason, of course. I won't tell you exactly, because not too many spoilers from me. What I'll tell you is that this game is going to have secrets, and I think that this does make for a nice secret right here. It doesn't lead anywhere, but just imagine coming across this secret that messes up your entire POV. So it turned out we were already on to the last room, and I don't like that, because we just filled 3 rooms and the 4th one is supposed to be the last one? Nah, that doesn't sound right. I am making a new room, and that one is gonna be like over here. So we do have to do a little bit of renovating over here, changing things up, destroying this ceiling, raising the walls up, and yeah, that will take a little bit more time, but it is going to be worth it, because I don't like the fact that we only have like 4 rooms apparently. So that needs to change, like right now. And I think this will be the right place to put a new room, because it is, let's see, if I just go up here, you'll see exactly what I mean. These 3 rooms are the ones that I just built. Keep in mind, that is the starting room, and I could put it here, but it's like literally right next to it. And I figured this place might actually be better, because it is not too far away from this room, it's not too far away from this room, and neither is it too close to any of the rooms. So this one would be probably the best location to put it in. So what is it that I wanted to build that required 1 extra room? It is going to be a ruined nether portal. And I need to figure out exactly where I want to place it. and I think I want to put it right over here. Let's see how many white this is. This is 5 white. That's good. And we can make it as high as we want. Except I think we might not be able to do that. This size should work a lot better. As you can see, I have moved this wall a couple of blocks in this direction. So with 3 on each side, that should make it a lot better to work with. And immediately I am placing obsidian in bad places. But yep, okay. That is a good start. And now we just need to build up this nether portal, or ruined portal rather. And the first thing I'm doing is making the frame around it. And I'm wondering, do I want to make it like this? I could. Let's just give it a good try. Now keep in mind, I am not looking at any images at the moment, and yes, I know I could have saved some stone if I had used a stone cutter instead there. Don't worry about it, I'm fine with it. And let's also get some slabs. Okay. Just like this. Let's put some netherrack around the place as well. And inside of the floor. I know we get a lot of light from the fire, but I do want to put in some torches for aesthetics. Spike over there is good, and we can probably put in one of these torches over here as well. Just like that. Looks nice. And with that, I think the portal room is mostly complete. Maybe what I could do is remove some obsidian here and there. And with the exception of like 1 or 2 places maybe, what I could do is put in crying obsidian as well. I didn't bring any, but I can still go get some. Yes, that looks pretty good. And now we have to go back to the beginning of this theme. It's not over here. I'm already getting lost in my own game. It should be in this direction. Yes, here's the campsite, and that means that here is the beginning. Where we have this shulker box full of lava buckets, and I think we should place in some lava as well in that room. I just need to be very careful with where I place it, of course, because I could put it here, but of course we have stuff down below there, so need to make sure that wherever I place the lava, I also have some blocks underneath it to catch the lava. Okay, that should be all the spots. Yep, alright. That means this room is now finished and we can move on to the last room, room number 5. The first thing I've done with this room is take out the ceiling. Yep, the ceiling is now gone, and that is for a good reason. And that is because this room is pretty big and I don't want to be limited too much to the ceiling. Now, if you remember the, what is it called? The Mesa theme, we have this one over here as well, which is, you know, just a tiny bit bigger than the average rooms you see over here. Now, I don't think I'm going to go that high up with this one. I am just going to build and put in the ceiling last. Now, my inspiration for this room is going to be something that Billy had built a long time ago. And he actually put it in like the Nether hub before the Nether hub became the Nether hub. And I did like the build. It's just that, you know, the Nether hub didn't scream for that build. So I kind of want to mimic that exact build over here. Only I will do my best to not exactly copy it by block, But I'll put an image up on screen, either a screenshot or a clip of when we had this build in the Nether. And you can see what kind of vibes I want to go for with this. I will actually try to replicate the build to the best of my abilities. I am not sure if it's going to be like a 1-to-1. I highly doubt it actually, but I am at least going to try some stuff, such as the same shapes of, for example, the head that I'm doing right now. But instead of, for example, having the glowstone, I will try shroomlight and see how that looks. And well, right now I don't have the ability to check because I'm still up here. I will work on the horns that this thing has. Alright, let's take a look from down below. And that is looking pretty similar. Let's... Oh, we only have 2 scaffolding. Well, okay. Let's just use netherrack, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I'm sure there's similarity. There was like lava over here in Billy's build. What if we just do something slightly different? And let's see, does this look good? I am honestly not sure about this part. Could we maybe like do that? I guess that works. What I'll do is build the other 2 as well and see how I can somehow get this to look better. Alright, the 3 heads are in. Now this one and this one over here, they are the exact same, but they are not the same as the ones that Billy made. However, they do use a similar structure. It's just that I've changed up the blocks. And now I need to figure out what to do next. And what I'm thinking of doing next is something that I'll quickly do with these blocks. And that is that in the center I kind of want to create a circle. Not exactly the center, I kind of want to put it more towards this side, I think. And if we just... I think this is a good size circle. Yeah, that should be good. I'm not sure if I want to keep these blocks or if I'll replace them. But I next up want to figure out a path for the lava and the water. The water is going to be quite simple. It's just going to come from here and right over here, I guess. Then the lava will go from here to here, maybe to here. That probably would work. Yes, okay. I've settled on this design and I think it does look pretty good. I just think I need to add more lava to the mix. And I'm okay with having some flowing. So we probably won't need all the lava buckets in the world. But if we do, then that would also be fine by me. However, I do think that this is looking pretty good. Maybe in the middle I should add one as well. And yep, that's me on fire right now. That's okay. I think this does look pretty good. And with that, this room is complete. I've put in a couple of scarecrows here, a little bit of water as well, and of course some green stuff, making this place come to life. And those are all the rooms that we had to take care of, and that means we can pack up. And before I pack up and end the episode, there's one more thing that I would like to do that is going to make this theme look a lot more tribal. We have these spikes, but there's nothing on these spikes yet. So what about us changing that real quick? Put it a bit further down. Okay, remove that and there we have it. A head on a spike. More heads have been placed on spikes, such as this one, which is actually looking up a little bit. While, for example, this one is looking down, and I have given them all a bit of a unique position, just so that you don't always see the same heads on the same spikes. Copy, pasted, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Yep, this is looking very nice. And I think this theme is now done. With one exception, of course. And that is the one place over here where you could go down to that theme. And I think what I need to do first is decide what I'm going to put in this room before making a decision on how I'm going to get the player up to over here. And the easiest thing would be probably to put in a door here, which you can only access with a secret passage. Yeah, this is going to be a secret passage, and there's probably going to be something in this room that will allow you up. It's not going to be two ways, it's just going to be a one direction kind of thing. And yep, that is going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, then you know what to do. And I will see you next time. Bye bye!